So I've been doing so many different iPhone comparisons recently. I'm pretty much comparing the iPhone 10 against pretty much all the other iPhones that have ever been made, and including the iPhone 14s, 14 Pros. And every single time that I compare the iPhone 10 against all the other iPhones, I'm shocked about how great of a quality this iPhone is and how well it's holding up so many years later. Now, I will tell you, for a majority of people out there, you may be looking at the current iPhone 14s, the 14, 14 Plus, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max, and you might be thinking to yourself, man, those iPhones are super expensive. Maybe I should just end up keeping my iPhone 7 for a little bit longer. Maybe I should just keep my iPhone 5S or 6 or iPhone, 6S maybe even for a little bit longer too. But what I would recommend doing and what I would recommend thinking about is you don't have to go from an iPhone 6S to an iPhone, 14. You don't even have to go from an iPhone 6S to an iPhone 13 or 12 that are still being sold in the brand new market. There are so many different ways of going about of buying certain iPhones in the used market. Even if you were to go buy an iPhone 13, I would still recommend buying it in the used market, to be honest. But the iPhone 10 is still a very solid iPhone that you can buy for substantially cheaper than a brand new iPhone 14, even than a brand new iPhone 12 or, iPhone SE, 3 at this point. It is a substantially cheaper iPhone that you can buy today. You can probably use it for the next few years, and you can probably save up some money to go then buy maybe an iPhone 11 Pro or iPhone 12 Pro or iPhone 13 or maybe even the latest generation. So if you're coming from a super old iPhone, let's say you're coming from an older iPhone than the iPhone 10, going at that iPhone 10 level, I think would be a very, very important thing to do, because then you're pretty much guaranteed software updates for the next few years. You're guaranteed great build quality, and you can get into that gesture-based design at that point as well. And those are some very, very important things that I would highly, highly recommend looking into, at least in my opinion. Now with the iPhone 10, I've been seeing so many of these iPhones being sold for less than $250. So for about $200 or so, it is a very, very good value. And it is insane to me of how, low this iPhone price tag is going, because it is still a very capable iPhone. That display on the front of this device still looks beautiful, as well as, Face ID. I mean, the Face ID is still super important that a lot of people use and is only going to get, more and more, prominent in my opinion. The build quality is still feeling like $1,000 phone. When compared to the iPhone 14, this one doesn't feel cheaper. It actually feels more premium in my opinion, but the performance is still very decent. I'm still getting very, very decent performance from this type of phone, which that in and of itself is also very interesting. But the biggest thing is, in my opinion, or one of the bigger things, is actually with the software updates. Even though iOS 16 took out a ton of features on a lot of different devices, we are still getting, and when I mean taken out, I mean compared to the latest generation iOS 16 on the iPhone 13 Pros, they didn't go and take out features that were already there, but they didn't give us as many features compared to the newer phones. If you're coming from a super old iPhone, like way older than this one, it only makes sense to get on the train of supported, devices, because they're going to be more stable and just way more secure than any other iPhone that's older than it. So in my opinion, I would recommend going for the iPhone 10, and I do think it probably should end up being one of your next phones. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.